item, and all the comments will be shown in the minutes and to be used towards the future. So I thank you, and I do apologize for pulling the item at the last minute, but I certainly didn't want to stifle your comment. So, okay. Let's see, we do have remaining before us a couple of items that were pulled, I believe. To the clerk, I'm still showing action needed on item 3 and 32. Is that correct?
Executive office, item
okay.
32.
So just item 3.
Item
then.
3.
Okay. And to the supervisor, pulled item 3 was?
Me.
Supervisor Delaware. Okay. Let's take up that item now, and then we can move to appointments and finalize today's actions.
Mr. Chairman, this item is calling for a waiver of our requirements for residency in Mendocino County to serve on a Mendocino County Board or Commission. And this is for 3 individuals, one of which has a very distinct slot, and that represents the Employment Development Department, EDD, and this is on the WIB. And that office is in Eureka, so I don't necessarily have a problem with that one because of the specificity of that slot. We've done that before when it's somebody representing a specific interest. However, there's 2 others that are residents of Sonoma County, and that one, those 2 I have some concerns with because I think those slots, in this case I believe it's labor, I imagine we can find somebody representing labor that lives in Mendocino County that can serve on the WIB. We've done that in the past. So I have just a concern with waiving our requirements on those 2 slots. I don't on the EDD because that's an agency-specific deal, but the other 2 I do have some concerns with. So I'd like to get some feedback from my colleagues on their thoughts.
Okay, to the board on item 3, comments? Supervisor Pinches.
I concur with Supervisor Delbar. I got to believe that, we could find a labor representative of some sort in Mendocino County. I'm not so sure. Sometimes these appointments go out there, they're certainly advertised, but I don't really believe that they're widely advertised. Maybe they could be, because I just like to, this is Mendocino County, and our issues are different than Sonoma County, other counties, and I'd like to think that we could maybe advertise a little better, or the WIB advertise a little better, because I really think that these appointments should be made by Mendocino County people. And it's not that I'm adverse to these individuals from Sonoma County, but I want the Mendocino County perspective. I mean, our employment issues are different than Sonoma County or any other county. So.
And to the clerk, is there a concern in regards to a quorum, et cetera, on the WIB?
Not that I'm aware of right at this time.
Okay. To other members of the board, Supervisor Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maybe we could have our WIB representative communicate with the WIB executive team to find out what process they've used to date to recruit a labor slot on the WIB. We don't really have that information. We don't know what they've done, or have they done anything at this point to try to encourage and recruit members of organized labor. Obviously, there are a number of unions that have members in the county, and certainly they could be recruited. I think the one that's stepping down, if I recall correctly, is from the Carpenters Union, and I believe he's retiring, and he was a Mendocino County resident. So maybe we need to look for, maybe they need to be encouraged to be looking for local representation, and just say that we think that that's a priority and see where that goes.
Okay. So is the feeling of the board, we can move ahead with Miss Amelia Bartholomew and seek further action on the other 2 positions. Is that what I'm hearing? To the clerk.
That's your recommendation. We can convey that to the WIB. They have expressed to our staff that there have been efforts within the local jurisdiction to try to find regular representatives in House Sunshine. Our next joint board meeting with the WIB board is scheduled for October 21st, so this could be brought up at that point if it's not resolved. At the very least, we could ask them to put those efforts in writing so you have more information, more background.
Sure. Supervisor Delmore.
Mr. Chairman, given the feedback, I would move that we waive the, whatever our action is supposed to be today. The recommended motion applicable only to Amelia Bartholomew and to continue the other two appointments further pending further feedback from the WIB and staff.
Okay, there is a motion before us to approve only Miss Amelia Bartholomew. Do I hear a second?
Second.
There is a second. Discussion to the motion. Hearing and seeing none. Call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, action carries unanimously 5-0. I believe that concludes, Mr. CEO, not Supervisor.
Thank you. Before we concluded today, I just wanted to give you an update. The governor has signed the California state budget. He has blue pen